You don't speak Spanish or no hablas inglés? No problem. We have included subtitles for English, Spanish, Portuguese and French.
So I broke up with my girlfriend. Every night I was smoking weed. The main thing is I was not sleeping for like 2 or 3 days. Before I got to the mental hospital, I've heard stories of doing ninjas and be aggressive and hostile and stuff, about dinosaurs and stuff. I was drinking a lot. I was not happy. To some weird relationships with some weird people. They just brought me into this madhouse. Don't remember, but something logical like what is the color of the chimney inside. Okay, so you'll probably get these pills for the rest of your life. And I was like, no way. I refused to take the medication, and then they put me on the bed and give me the injection with some shit. I was aware I'm going to the mental hospital again, like this. He was doing this with his hand.
Hello Lucas, welcome to Getting to Know Humanity. Thank you very much for taking part in this project. First of all, we're going to start with the lightning round. So I'm going to ask you quick questions, you just answer quick. So chocolate?
Probably.
Cat or dog?
I'm a cat person right now, I think.
Alright. Big city or small town life?
So we travel a lot for the cottage, so both.
Alright. Friends with benefits or stable relationship?
Sometimes I think friends with benefits will be better for me.
Hawaii or Alaska?
I'll prefer Hawaii.
Alright. Backpacking or hotel?
I enjoy both, but with a girlfriend, I'll go for a hotel. With a guy friend, I'll go for backpacking.
Alright. Living forever or being able to teleport yourself?
Living forever.
Alright. So can you introduce yourself really quick for the viewers? What's your name? How old are you? Where you're working?
My name is Lucas. I'm 31. I live in Prague. Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur and product designer. That's what I do for a living. Working with the computer.
Thank you very much. In the preparation for the interview, you told me that you've been 3 months in a psychiatric institution.
Yeah, it was 2 times. First time it was like 8 years ago, and it started. I had this company, mobile applications, and also we did videos. I love to work with videos, the explaining videos of products and stuff. That was pretty great. I kind of miss that. I don't do that so much. I work on applications and websites, but I lost the video. It was pretty hard with the company. I was like 21 or so, 23. We did get big projects, but I was not so much experienced, and some people messed with me a little bit, so we lost some money, but no, that was afterwards. Before, everything was perfect. It was like pink. I spent a lot of time working, like 12 to 16 hours a day, I guess. I got the energy. Every night I was smoking weed, like not so much compared to my friends. I was just a tourist in this area. I was just for a good sleep, you know, a few puffs, and it was enough for me. It happened like there was a few unpleasant situations all at once in like a week or 2 weeks period. I broke up with my girlfriend. I got some different relationships at the time, and it was difficult. I think I fell in love, and then there was some problems in my family, and I also moved from an apartment to a different apartment, the same time scope, and then there was some problems within the company. I mean, not within, but with the project. I found out there was a tender we were going for, and I found out about some corruptions and stuff. So it was all of my belief system was kind of hurt because there was too much things around. So I didn't know the way out of it. So one day I just went with a different project. I was on the meeting, and I asked them for advance payment, and they were like, "This is not a communism. We will not pay you anything, and we already spent big money on this project." So I was kind of. I still thought that it will go well. In the end, it didn't. So if someone is not willing to pay down payment, it's a big question and red flag for me. From that point, I never worked without any like confirmation. Fraud protection, you know. Let's say fraud protection.
So they didn't pay you?
They didn't pay anything in the end, and we invested in our team and everything. The whole team worked like 2 months for free, and then it all fell apart. There was also some problems. Someone was in prison even. I don't even know, because at that time I was in this mental hospital, so I didn't know what happened exactly. But it was not pleasant. I remember going back to my office, and I found this vodka from my mother to drink when there will be a success, you know. So I just sit there, and I'm telling it a little bit wrong because there was more things that day, but I don't want to talk about it so much. It was some problem with my mother. I give myself 2 shots, and went home about lunch. I don't know. And then I was cleaning and stuff. And then I remember I was trying to get some weed to go to sleep. And then when I got the weed, it was just a little bit, not so much. Then it started running. I don't know why, but I think it was something like channeling, because the things was not from my head. I grabbed my iPad. I was just channeling, or I don't know what I was doing, but I get mental. The main thing is I was not sleeping for like 2 or 3 days.
Why didn't you sleep for 2 or 3 days?
Because I didn't want to. It was so much energy in me. I don't know why. I just didn't want to. What they said then, it was it was a mania. They tried to depress me.
I see.
When you get mania, it's like you get so much energy and everything is so interesting. So, and then it was first day or two, it was okay, but then I got these synchronicities. I was afraid of it. I was excited, but there was also a lot of paranoia in it. Now I know more, so I know how to work with it when it comes. It doesn't come so much. Almost. It needs to be a really big pressure to feel something. Before I got to the mental hospital, it was very, very exciting. When you asked me for the happiest moments in my life, I thought of something else, but this week or these couple of days was pretty great in my brain, you know. It's a pleasure to have the mania. You are really happy.
So you have that mania, like the mania started with smoking weed and
Yes.
not sleeping.
Yeah, not sleeping is the big part. I'd broken down before under the pressure of the business and the breakup and the moving and everything, so it was kind of harsh. And I thought I can handle it. I can solve everything. And then I was talking about the day it broke down in my head, and then I started to see this synchronizations. You know, you just go and you ask yourself a question, and someone on the street will answer it just in like 2 words, talking on the phone to someone else. And some people believe in it and some don't. I believe in it. I believe in synchronicity and stuff like that. If you get into this different state of mind, then you will start seeing it everywhere, and it's kind of scary. It triggers the paranoia then. And then my friends decided that I'm weird and I need to go to the mental hospital. I kind of agree with them at this point, because at the time nobody really knew what to do, so it was the only solution, I think. So I went there and my life just broke apart, everything, you know, because now we were in the madhouse and I didn't even realize that. At first I thought I'm somewhere else. I thought a lot of things about myself.
What have you done in the episode before that your friends thought it's good to bring it to a mental hospital?
I didn't, nothing wrong, you know. I've heard stories of doing ninjas and be aggressive and hostile and stuff. I didn't do anything like that. I was just weird talking. I think it was very interesting for anyone who was listening to me. I was talking about ages back, philosophy, you know, and about dinosaurs and stuff. I don't know where I get it, but it was...
All right.
But some of it I found years later that I was right, that some kind of truth got to me. I don't know how. I was writing it. Everything I was writing down, I was creating my philosophy. I thought I'm talking to, you know, famous people and stuff. Maybe I was.
And were you still able to work, or?
Not at all.
All right.
I was kind of working. I was in the office, you know, sniffing around with my iPad and telling them what to do and stuff. But it was like on cocaine, you know. Like you can't focus on anything, and you're like, you're pretty much distracted all the time.
How long did this period last?
It was like 3 days. I didn't sleep, and then I don't know what exactly I.
And after 3 days, they put you into the.
Yes, but I don't remember what exactly I did. That they decided it's too much. Trying to create some community, or you know, not a bad ideas. At first, I was telling it to everyone, and at first everyone was great ideas. But then they found out I'm mad. So
all right.
So then they decided it's too much, and.
And did your parents bring you there, or were this work colleagues or friends? Or?
No, because they actually my parents got the message day after, maybe 2 days after. I don't even know.
All right.
My friends just got me into a taxi, you know, cab, and they just brought me into this madhouse. They get you inside, and if you're not cooperating, I was cooperating. I was speaking with them. Normally, I was just some conversation, but I was telling them some weird stuff. So they got these logical questions on you, like don't remember, but something logical, like what is the color of the chimney inside? And if you tell them pink or subway or a bank or something like that, that means you're not okay. So I tell them something like that. I remember that. I was kind of doing it on purpose, but anyway, yeah, I went through a couple of these interviews. They decided it's the right place to be for me, and they told me I'm gonna spend the night there. And I was not so much okay with that, but then I thought, okay, I don't know what's happening anyway, so let's do this. And they tried to give me some pills, and I said I don't want any pills. I refused to take the medication, and then they put me on the bed and give me the injection with some shit. I don't know what was it. Then I found out what they gave me. It's the worst stuff. It's really funny. Some people buy this stuff on purpose. When they break up in the relationship, they want to numb themselves. They buy it to numb themselves. They give me that, and I was on the room with some other guy, and I just felt that he's suffering like me. You go there, and you get the worst room out of the place. And if you're cooperating and you are a good boy, then you go to the better room when maybe windows are and stuff, and then you go, and then maybe you have open doors. So that was interesting. You know what? I was always interested in movies with prisons and madhouses. So yeah, I was thinking about that a lot. If I didn't bring it to my life, because I'm not so much ashamed of it, and I'm kind of glad that I experienced it, because it was one of my strongest experiences in my life. I learned a lot. I learned much more than in like you can try to learn from books and movies and stuff, but if you experience big suffering, you learn a lot. When I was in this room, this guy was suffering, and I felt like we are transferring some energy between, like me and him. I don't know, I just felt it, and it was not a good energy. It was complete darkness. I don't know how this place works exactly, but so for me it was darkness.
So you stayed there 1 month, or how long? How did you get out?
In total, I spent there 1 month and then I didn't. They wanted me to stay more, but the problem was I didn't trust the medication. I thought that there is a better way how to get over with.
Did you try to get out earlier, or was it okay for you to stay 1 month? Because I heard that it's pretty difficult to get out of a mental hospital.
I get out earlier. They wanted me to stay like 2 weeks more.
All right. What were your
learned a lot there, and
3 most important learnings that you had over this time?
So one is that I'm young and I'm not so much wiser as I thought. That was big learning from that, because I thought too much about myself. The second one, we are not alone in here, and there is something. There is a lot to explore. To the third point, and that is the society is good. At first, you can get along with almost anyone. So if there is someone who's saying that anyone else is bad, means that he is the one.
Right.
The bad one. People are good inside, I think, because when you go in a place like this where there was no boundaries at all, nothing. Everyone was straightforward. There was no mask. You lost all of your mask. So if you talk to someone, he's got no mask, you got no mask, and in 10 minutes you get with the conversation much further than with anyone else in normal life. It's very different. So people are good inside, and society is good, and people need to be with other people.
After this month, you continued working, or what happened afterwards?
After I came back home, yeah, my life fell apart because I lost the company because my partner felt like that's enough for him. I get back to my apartment. I was crushed. I didn't know what to do. All of my life was broken. I tried to work. That didn't happen so well.
You didn't work at your former company. You started to work at an employer, or?
I still had some clients, but I lost everything, and I went to my father's house to live because I couldn't afford the apartment. I think because I was not able to work for at least a couple of months. I think it was like that. After like 2 months, months maybe I started working, but it was still like pretty hard. You know, the brain was not working. I think in 6 months after getting back home, I completely got rid of all the medication.
All right.
Yeah, I was consulting it with the doctor, and it was like, okay, so you'll probably get these pills for the rest of your life. And I was like, no way, that can't happen. So then I was going there, and then he was, okay, 5 years, like whole life, 5 years. Okay, then maybe 6 months will be enough.
All right. And then you took the medication for 6 months.
Yeah, I was scaling down the doses. Yeah, I consulted it with the doctor, and he said that don't do it. And I said, and what else I can do? And I asked him if he knows someone who won this fight, who just stopped taking these pills and live on. And I remember him saying that he don't know anyone, or maybe one. Like there is almost no chance for me to do so. So I was kind of surprised, and I just tried it. But the problem was when I took my evening pill at 6 o'clock, I fell asleep at the dinner, for example. So then I realized, okay, so this is good sleeping pill, but what else it does? So I stopped taking the pill in the morning, or lowered the dose on a half or on a quarter or something, and it works. I could live and stuff, and then I lowered the doses until I was free of pills. So again, it doesn't apply to anyone. I'm talking about myself, because I got some friend who's a schizophrenic. I don't think this applies to him, but to be honest, I don't think he even tried. First thing is to not give away the power of this decision. You need to decide about yourself. So if you decide not to take pills, not ask the doctor how long am I going to be ill. He'll tell you, you know. So
okay. And what happened, or like after the first time, there was a second time, right?
There was a second time.
How much time was there in between, and how did this happen?
I think like 2 years. The second time it was completely different, because I felt like I'm lost after this one. I lost everything, you know. I was talking about just everything. So I was just walking around, you know, wasn't myself exactly. I was drinking a lot. I was not happy. To some weird relationships with some weird people. It was dark time. And then I went with my friends to some cottage, and they were smoking weed from this vaporizer, you know, nice thing. And we got the idea. I knew I can smoke weed because weed is my trigger. And yeah, interesting thing is when you go to this madhouse, you meet a lot of people, and they tell you, oh, I got here just because of you know, bad joint, and there was a lot of them. So I figured weed is not so great.
Right. Are you still smoking weed nowadays?
No.
Okay, great.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
The second time was great. I got there because the vaporizer, you know, and like, okay, just put the tobacco in there, you know, it was gonna be fine. And I was like, oh, you think? I got like a few beers. Yeah, alcohol. I drank so much because alcohol was earthening me, or I don't know how to put it. It was putting me down, you know. Probably not the greatest stuff to do, but it was getting me to the state of mind I can get under control, for example. So when I was kind of you know, in the mania state, then I just drink a little bit, and it was okay. So I could have done better, but yeah, I got these depression and mania phases.
Yes.
Now it's more stable. At first it was like day to day, then week to week, then month to month maybe. Now it's like when I got the depression, it's like for 2 or 3 days tops, because I know what to do about it now. Everyone's got triggers for anything. You cure yourself. You just need to know what works on you. Yeah, so they put the tobacco in it, but there was still, you know, some leftovers. And I remember I was walking in a forest, and it was great until I realized I got these bad ideas again. I thought it's behind me and everything is okay again. So I didn't get any medication with me on this trip. Before, I was getting, everywhere I go, I was getting at least one pill if something happened. And that time I didn't take anything. But I didn't. It was the day before we went home. I was just packing my bag all night long, and then I go almost straight to the hospital. It just.
You went by yourself?
Just my friends found out I was weird again, and they got me to the hospital. But at that time, I knew what is happening. You know, I was aware I'm going to the mental hospital again by mistake, stupid mistake. But it was for the good because I spent like a month there, and I was really happy there because you know my three favorite things I do. I play table football, then I play chess, and then I love to play ping pong, and it was all there all day long and play your favorite games. You know, it was vacation for me, except the medication again. What I did better this time was I just owned it. You know, I felt like okay, happened again. Two ways street. You try to hide it or you're gonna own it. So I said to myself, okay, everyone already knows. So I just started to invite everyone in there, play a football game with me, you know. And people really feel different than I think, I guess. There is still the stigma when you end up like this that there is something weird with you and your life just ended. When I started talking about it, I found out almost everyone, got these problems on his own or on their own or in the family or with some close friend or something. Like almost everyone.
Yeah.
So it happens a lot and people don't talk about it. The biggest issue is I think that even though you got a chance to get out of it, the doctor, you should listen to the doctor. So they gave you the pills for 5 years, but after 5 years you cannot live without them. And I got some friends, they listened to them, they got these pills, and he was talking like, he was going like this, he was doing this with his hand, and I was like, hey man, just do something with it.
What do you do all day in those psychiatric clinics?
Oh, so I said, you wake up. I was up from like 4, 5, 6. Then what you need to do is to get your pills, and then you get breakfast, and then you can do whatever you want. Sometimes you have these therapies. That's great. These group sessions we had, that was great. I find out my problems are real. I barely have any problem. I found out there. Because there were people with just like a lot bigger problems, and I was like, okay, what am I even gonna talk about here? I mean, like, I feel like a stupid little boy because my problems are nothing. I also met some famous people there. Can happen to anyone.
Maybe you can tell which area they're famous, like politicians, they're like rock stars, or
athlete and singer. They were really good. They knew a lot about the breathing and about everything.
Like, when was the last? Or like, you had 2 episodes where you had to go to the mental clinic. Yes. When was the last time?
I think it was for 13 and 15, something like that.
So cool. I'm happy that.
Yeah.
And you didn't have any fallback then. So since then you've never smoked any weed.
I smoked weed, but just a little bit, and it was not good. But I just tried it, and I can.
All right.
So, and alcohol. Now I stopped smoking. One thing they told me, don't try to stop smoking when you're messed with in your head, because it will be difficult for you and you can end up badly. But after these years, I think I can handle it now, so I stopped smoking. I still smoke time to time when I drink, so I stopped drinking too.
All right. What happened like afterwards? Maybe you can give a short summary. What happened in the years after this last period?
After a couple of months, I started working for this American company, and from that point, 2.5 years ago, we started this development company with the friends I got from the beginning. And for like 4 or 5 years I live here in the center, and I barely think about this time, you know? So I feel it's a really long time ago. I was thinking a lot, like after some time I want to give back to society, and this is maybe the way I can do it, because I think it's very hard to find good examples of people who got through the experience like this. I barely met someone like this, because the statistics are like, there are no people like this. There is a famous example of one guy. He was pretty famous, but besides that, no one is really talking about it. No one is owning it. You know, if it happens to you, just don't talk about it. You know, I don't want anyone to know. For me,
I think it's really great that you're talking that open about it.
I am, but then maybe my parents will not be happy about it so much. I don't know.
How did your parents react when they saw you in the mental clinic?
How can they react, you know? They were not happy about it. I think my father don't want to even hear about it.
And when have you founded your company that you're owning now? Now you have your own company again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When have you founded
But
that?
now it's we are not dependent on it. It's going slowly. We got just some clients, and we're not working for like everyone else now. I want to be rich fast. I don't like this. I think life is not about getting rich. And if so, you can take your time. I mean, when you get rich when you're 25 or so, what you gonna do then? I mean, like, is this the for me, the point of all of this is to get on with your karma, you need to work on your relationships. And you can have all money in the world, but if you don't do the work with the people around you, you will end up in the same place you were born. I think that's also something I find out there. So, yeah, I think some people are telling me that I'm much better after these experiences than before. That I was arrogant, I was a dick, and I'm not so much as a dick right now. I hope. Yeah.
All right. All right. So, well, if you do have any comment or something that I haven't asked you that you would like to mention?
I think it was good to get it out again. I never talked about it, and I'm looking forward to see myself talking about it. All right. So thank you.
So, yeah, thank you very much
for the opportunity.
It was really great. It was super interesting.
Thanks.
And yeah, hope to see you maybe in the future sometime. Thank you very much, Lukas. Thank you very much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like that, please subscribe to the channel by clicking on the logo.